Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube, why I do it, how I find time to do it, whether it makes me any money, etc, etc. I wanted to start by saying I'm absolutely no expert whatsoever. Why did I start YouTube? Well, initially I started it with a few little silly videos, tutorial videos I think, or just random ones of maybe my M135 or whatever. I just literally used it to throw as a platform to throw my raw videos on. Usually very little was edited, didn't even know how to edit. I started it by just trying to, I guess, share, you know, when I got my M135 I was so delighted with it, my original one back in end of 2013, that I really wanted to share with other enthusiasts, hot hatch enthusiasts or BMW enthusiasts. Wanted to express what a good car that was, and obviously I still try and stress that. So it's a good platform for that. About 18 months ago I went through quite a bad breakup, and I guess I was down for a while, but instead of just constantly being down, I managed to focus my negative, not energy, but my negative thoughts, I don't know, my sadness, I managed to focus that into my YouTube videos. I managed to, yeah, just focus all my spare time that I would have normally been spending with my girlfriend or whatever else onto YouTube videos. And that has become quite interesting because, yes, the past 18 months I've pretty much been single, and I've only really managed to fit in the YouTube stuff because I've been single, and I actually call YouTube to a lot of my close friends my girlfriend, because it kind of has been for the past 18 months or so. Now YouTube's massively time consuming. Now I make very little money on YouTube, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I run a little chauffeuring business and I work some seriously solid hours, you know, like this week alone I think I've clocked about 78 hours, and bear in mind I got back from Le Mans at 2 AM on the Monday morning, and I've managed to squash that in and had a day off and film a couple of videos. So my life is pretty hectic. What you see on my videos is me always having a jolly, having a lot of fun in cars, which I do, which I massively appreciate, as I'm sure most of you realise. I love driving, I love taking cars out, whether it's a, you know, whether it's a Golf TDI or one of Tim's supercars. I just appreciate cars for what they are, and I love all shapes and sizes of cars. You know, I'm not a car snob at all, and in fact I kind of prefer something like this Alpina D3 Touring to a lot of supercars out there, because I think supercars are sort of inaccessible and just, you can't exploit them on your public road unless you really want to get yourself banged up. YouTube, it's an interesting one. Okay, so you might see maybe my 10 or 20 minute videos, some longer, I know, and just think, oh well, that looks like fun or whatever. Now someone like Tim is an expert at shooting videos. Yes, some of his take ages to film and ages to edit from him, and sometimes him and Ben, or just Ben, whatever. But I'm not anywhere near as focused, I guess, professional, knowledgeable as Tim. So when I'm shooting a car, I'm also, my English, I'm always like muddling my words, and never been good at that, and I've never been good at talking in front of people. So even now I'm quite shy in front of the camera. My glasses down, makes me feel less shy. So I have to do a lot of editing with a lot of my videos because I'm always getting things muddled up or whatever. So that takes ages. My filming, I film far too much. I get home with hours and hours of footage when, you know, I just need to go home with sort of 30 or 40 minutes of footage that I can chop down to 15 minutes done, but that never happens, unfortunately. So I always give myself a lot of work before I even start editing. Now, an average video for me, I would go out, maybe film for 3 to 4 hours in the car, like I'm about to do today with this Alpina D3 Touring. Go and film for a few hours, and then that 3 to 4 hour of filming or driving usually turns into about a 5 or 6 hour edit. Sometimes a lot longer, sometimes a little bit shorter, but never less than about 4 or 5 hours. Now I know other YouTubers might be watching this and going, God, like, what are you doing in all that time? Because I can do mine in an hour too. I'm just not great with editing, and also I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and although my editing skills and my videos aren't top notch, I do like to try and make them as good as I possibly can. So sometimes I just spend ages just trimming little bits out, especially my newer videos. My older ones, you know, I look back a year ago and it's just me sitting there going and I just, for those of you that have watched me from basically day one to now, I mean, big respect to you, because I can't watch those videos back because I annoy the hell out of me. You know, I'm just constantly umming and erring and whatever else. But that's the way it is. That's what it's like when you're nervous in front of a camera, and that's what it's like when you don't really know how to edit properly. So yeah, so that's kind of why those videos were or are like they are. Now, so you've got that, then you've got the editing aspect of it, then you've got the upload thing. You know, hopefully it's a matter of, you know, you're at home and you've edited it, or if it's on the laptop it's much harder, it takes longer because you've got a smaller screen and it's more fiddly. Then you've got to factor in things like Adobe crashing or the computer crashing. Even if you've got like high spec Apples or whatever, occasionally they crash. You hope that you've saved it recently and blah 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 blah. Then you get it uploaded. Hopefully the internet's fast. Thankfully now I've got fibre at home, so it takes no time at all. It used to take, no word of a lie, it used to take about 10 hours to upload a video, and usually 50% of the time that upload would crash. So you'd get home from work or you'd wake up in the morning and it wouldn't have uploaded, and it was so frustrating, really frustrating. So then you'd miss the day or the time you wanted to upload, etc. So there's so much about, and then once you've uploaded it, you've got to make sure you put all the tags and the description, and then, you know, everything at the end and the flags, and there's just so many little bits and bobs. And then getting your Instagram ready, because I always like to post an Instagram picture after I've posted a video, just try and get as much traffic onto the video as possible. Then you've got the disappointment sometimes of, you know, I think I posted a Pagani Tour of Factory video a week ago and it's had like 1,000 views, and, you know, yes, it wasn't the most amazing video in the world, but, you know, it still probably took me 4 hours to edit, and you know, an all day of thinking about what to film. And when you get 1,000 views, you're just like, oh really, like, is that all that's, and it just levels off, plateaus, that's it. But then other videos like the Andreas Bovensieben interview, the Alpina boss, I mean, that one's well over 150k in like 10 days or 2 weeks, and it's still climbing very fast, and that's an hour and 10 minutes long. Obviously, he's very interesting, so you guys find that fascinating, which I still do. I've watched that back about 10 times. So yeah, you never know how the video is going to go. Sometimes you think the video is great, you're like, yes, this is going to go awesome. Or you're very happy with it. For instance, my Alpina B7, the final video that I did, and in fact the BMW G35 series, they're probably both of my most proud videos that I've done. You know, I'm very happy with the editing, very happy with the final product. Both of them are sitting at about 14, 15k, and they've been up for ages. So they never really took off, but whatever, you know, like whatever happens, you've just got to be ready to deal with it. It ebbs and flows, I guess is the saying. Now, in terms of how much money I make, now that is a personal question. People do ask you very personal stuff on YouTube and on Instagram. I don't mind personal things, like if it's too personal, I'll just say. But it's a good point. Now, again, I want to stress that every YouTuber is very different. You know, someone like Tim or Paul Supercars London, you know, the bigger ones, they are on different ad rates. They are, you know, they've got so many videos in their backlogs that they're all constantly making, you know, getting big views on their older videos, etc, etc. So it's very different between me and between those guys. Now, I'm lucky to make, and this will hopefully surprise a lot of you, because I think a lot of you people out there, just a lot of you subscribers, you think that, oh, you're a YouTuber, you must make loads of money, or, you know, again, you have the best life in the world, and I do. Like, I'm not taking anything away from that. I love what I've been able to do, especially in the past year. I've just had the best time, and I've driven some incredible cars, and I've had a brilliant time doing it all. Now, like I said, there's all that work involved, but when it comes to the money factor, I'm lucky, and I'm, hand on heart, I'm extremely lucky if I take home £300 at the end of the month from YouTube advertising. So the most I think I've ever made is about 350 quid in 1 month. That's better than nothing, but that wouldn't really pay for the fuel bills of the few cars that I've tested that month. So when you factor it in like that, let alone, you know, maybe there's travel costs involved, flying out to Germany, there's sometimes hotel costs involved, there's food, there's all sorts of things, you know, even down to washing the car a few times during the shoot, you know, that's going to cost you 20-30 quid. So don't think that I make money out of YouTube, because I don't. I never have done. Hopefully one day, maybe in a year's time, I might start breaking even, but I think I've kind of missed the boat in terms of making money out of the advertising side of it. My dream is that, yeah, in a year's time, maybe people might pay me a little bit to do some advertising or do some videos, but who knows? You know, you just don't know. I do it because I enjoy it. It keeps me happy. It keeps me very busy, and that's basically why I do YouTube. You know, and because of my YouTube, it has opened many doors for me. You know, I've got to know Tim very well, and he will give me the keys to any of his cars, which is awesome. Obviously, Alpina, my relationship with them has been previous to YouTube, in fact, but they've helped me out a lot. BMW slowly coming around to it, but I just don't think I honestly don't think they understand, firstly, how much I love their brand and how much I would love to try and promote their brand more by getting more of their cars and actually driving them and doing videos on them. But I think a lot of manufacturers, unfortunately, they just look at the numbers. It's like, oh, you got 100,000 subs, you can have whatever car you want. Oh, you got 20,000 subs. But hopefully, sooner or later, manufacturers, brands will start looking at the actual target audience more, because I know a lot of my followers, and without blowing my own trumpet, I know a lot of you guys are genuine, like, buyers. Like, you actually, you know, you actually listen to most of the stuff that I say and take heed of it, and actually go out and possibly buy a car, or at least try it and see if my word was right, you know. And I've seen that in, you know, I've seen over 200 cases with M-Lights and M2s of people writing to me saying, you know, I've purchased this car because of, or based on your videos or your reviews, or I've jumped out of 15 years of Audi or Mercedes, and you know, I'm now a proud owner of a 235. Love the thing, love BMW. To me, that's great. That's amazing to hear that sort of thing. You would think to someone like BMW it would be absolute gold, and they'd try and help you, but that's, hopefully that shows you the slight annoyance that I have with, you know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago I was honestly like thinking, why am I carrying on this YouTube? Like, yes, it's getting me down some avenues, but it's not down others, and it's just frustrating. I think when I meet the future Miss Achilles, I will not have time to do YouTube. I will have to knock some of it on the head, because I can't be social and run a business. That's the thing. That is the main difference with me, is I run a business that is very time consuming. Yes, sometimes I'll have 3 days, 4 days, 5 days in a row of nothing to do. I say nothing. I've still got my own bills to make. I've still got my housework to do. I've still got chores and endless lists to work through. But, you know, I've got a few days free, so I can go mountain biking. And that's what I love about being self-employed. But other times I'm working my arse off, like this week, 78 hours, figure that. And I had 2 days off in total, today and Friday, so 78 hours in 5 days. I love doing YouTube. I've had some doubtful moments recently where I'm just like, what am I doing this for? I'm not really getting anything back. I'm not making any money out of it. I really have not ever profited £1 from YouTube, when you consider the amount of money it costs me. I haven't even talked about the camera equipment. Now, I don't spend thousands on camera equipment. I don't have thousands to spend, but, you know, I'm always buying a new GoPro every 2 or 3 months. Mics, you know, camera bags, my douche bag. No, I didn't get that for free, and yes, it's in all of my videos, but once again, that's not product placement. That's just me appreciating a nice bag. I love Ewan Olsen, so I brought one of his bags. So yeah, it is, sometimes it does become very frustrating, but then days like today, you know, it's a Sunday, I'm out in this lovely Alpina, it's not mine, I'm gonna go and have a lovely drive in it. So I appreciate things like that. Sometimes stuff does come back and not bite you on the arse, kiss you on the arse. Most importantly, just want to say thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for the support. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. The subscriber count is really what gets me going every time I see that number go up, and it literally does go up every half an hour. There's a new subscriber or so, which is great for me. It's really good. Just means someone's committing to my channel. It's free to subscribe, but still, it's a commitment. It's like, yes, I want to see more of that idiot shoot some more videos, so that's always a good thing for me, and it hits me right here, which is great. So yeah, and YouTube, my channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you very much. I can never stress that enough. Cheers.